Hello everyone and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. Today we are going to make this I Thought of You Today card using the Love of Leaves stamp set. We are going to use the long leaf here and the greeting, and we're going to use the die from the Stitched Leaves dies. And I also used, just to do kind of the grass piece at the bottom, I used the Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder. So I've already pre-done a few of the things just to make it go a little faster. There's just a little bit to this one. I used the rectangle stitch die to cut out the greeting. So I'll just put those off to the side so I've got some room to work. And so you're going to need a Pear Pizzazz card base. You're going to need a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of basic white cardstock. I've used Pear Pizzazz for the leaves. I used soft suede for the greeting. On this one, I used Balmy Blue to do the birds. On the card that I'm going to make with you, I'm going to use Basic Gray. Now, these little birds are a stamp in the March 2021 Here's to You Paper Pumpkin kit. So I just thought they would look nice on the sky there. So these are actually, it's a leaf from the set of Love of Leaves. But when I was looking at it, I thought it kind of looked like a cypress tree. So I did them as cypress trees. I've cut these ones out. These ones I did at full value in the Pear Pizzazz, and I've cut them out. I'm just going to use my soft suede Stampin' Blends marker just to draw a line at the bottom to make a trunk, because the trunks of the cypress are not green. So I'm just going to run a line down there like that so that we actually have tree trunks. So I've cut those out already. What I did on the card is I did the background at second value, and then I used the blending brushes with Balmy Blue to do the sky, and I used Old Olive to do the base, just so that it didn't blend completely with the Pear Pizzazz. It's very close. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Pear Pizzazz and my piece of Whisper White, and I'm just going to move these up out of the way for now so that I've got some room to work. And I took the leaf stamp, and I only inked up, I didn't ink the stem here. So I just inked up, just up to the stem, and then stamp away. And on the example, my trees are just a little bit uneven, so I'm going to start by stamping this one half off the page. And then, oops, I've just inked that, so there we go. Do this, and then second value, and then just come in next to it. And see how I'm not getting the trunks of the tree on this? We're just going to keep placing these like that. And I should be able to get 4 across. I'll end up doing 3, and then I'll do the half of one off the edge as well. Like that. Okay. So then I'm going to want to use my soft suede again. And I'm just going to pencil in or ink in some trunks. Just like that. It doesn't have to be exact, doesn't have to be perfect. Before I attach anything, I'm going to use the Old Olive and the blending brush to put some color along the bottom. I'm just going to come in. And again, you'll notice that I'm starting off the page, and you'll see that there's those kind of big circles that end up on the paper as you come on. You do that off the paper so you don't end up with those on your project itself. So there's kind of the ground a little bit. And then I'm going to do the sky with Balmy Blue. And I'm not going to worry about too much about in between the trees because I'm covering that up with the die cuts that I've done. So let me just get the Balmy Blue out and we'll start working that in the top. And the nice thing about the blending brushes is you can put as much or as little color on as you want. You can keep coming in with more color if you want, or just do a subtle amount of color. I'm just going to do a little bit on this edge, I think. So there we go. And that's that done. And then I'm going to use dimensionals to put the trees that I've already cut out onto the card. So I'm just going to put a couple of the larger dimensionals on each card. And then I'm going to stamp the birds in the basic gray. And then I will put the greeting on and attach it to the card base. And we are good to go. So let's put some trees on. And I love how these leaves do look like the cypress trees. We're just putting them on with the dimensionals so that we've got kind of a foreground and a background. It looks like a bit of a forest going on with the trees in the second value in behind. And there we go. And the Stampin' Up! Retirement kit, or retirement list is out. And the Love of Leaves set is not on the retirement list. So we are good to go. It will be around for another catalog year. Okay, so we are going to take the little birds. There we go. And I'm just going to put some up over here and some over here, just like that. Okay. Then I will attach the greeting. And again, I did the greeting in soft suede and used the rectangular stitched die to cut it out. And I'll just use dimensionals for this. And then we will attach the kind of grass at the bottom. So we're just going to make sure that's kind of centered and that it's square. And you can press it down. And I put this straight on. I wanted it to kind of seal at the bottom of the card. I didn't want it to be dimensionalized. So I'm using my Stampin' Seal. And I'm just going to come in and attach it. And all I did with this is it's a scrap piece of Pear Pizzazz. And I just kind of cut it with a wave in it and then ran it through with the embossing folder for the 3D textile. And you just run that along the bottom like that. Press it down. And if it overhangs just a little bit, you can always just trim that little bit off if you need to. And then you're going to put it on your Pear Pizzazz card base, just like that. And I love how the Pear Pizzazz card base makes the sky kind of just pop right out. So because I've got dimensionals all over that, I am actually going to put the Stampin' Seal right on the card base so that I can get a good stick down, a good adherence. So I'm just going to place this like this, drop it down just, and there it is, centered, and there you go. It's a nice little soft I thought of you today card. It can be sympathy, it could work as a birthday card. It depends what greeting you wanted to put inside, but that this card uses the Love of Leaves. I also use the Stitched Leaves dies on it and the Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder. So thank you very much for watching. If there is anything you would like to purchase, please use the links below, and I will see you next time.